You know, one of the beauties of recording same day?
What?
Boom, breaking news hits. What can we do?
Talk about it.
We can talk about it. What just hit?
Facebook has to pay a lot of money.
Facebook settlement. $17 billion settlement
Whoa.
for child harm around social media and addiction.
But they were calling for 1.4 trillion.
It was all over the place. There was what they were asking for, but the judge came back and clearly specified that the 1.4 trillion ask was too high. I think what's interesting about the number, okay, so this is when I worked in financial markets, one of the learnings, right, is whenever a settlement agreement would be reached, the thing to always do is you go right to the stock price. Because if the stock goes up, that tells you that it was likely less than expected. And if the stock goes down, then the settlement was more than expected.
Okay.
So initially on the news, Facebook stock or Meta traded up 2%. And so 2% on their whatever $1.4 trillion market cap is about $30 billion. So people were what the read on that is people were thinking it was more like it'd be more like a $50 billion lawsuit. Now the stocks come down a bit and go up and down. So this is all only a directional way to think about it.
So the TLDR is people thought Meta were going to have to pay a lot more than they did.
That's what the stock price is telling you, but that isn't what I think is interesting here.
Okay.
So I know we led with that, but that's just kind of because where the conversation went. I think there's something great here.
Okay.
I think this is great because as part of the settlement, here's what Facebook is doing.
Okay.
They're putting time restrictions for children, and they're doing blockouts at night.
So you can't be online at night.
For children, yes.
And there are time restrictions for scrolling.
There are time restrictions for the amount of time that children can be on it. And
Clap.
you know, where I'm really happy with this is we got to a point where clearly social media was causing a lot of harm.
Yep.
But where this isn't like cigarettes is I think there is a great and healthy place that social media can live in all of our lives.
Yes.
But we just need to make sure that we have restrictions on what these companies can be doing. And so this is just a great step in creating a healthy in society, creating a healthier relationship with social media. So yeah, I'm at face value, reading one article in the headline. I think this is a good collective outcome all around. Now they claimed no wrongdoing as part of the settlement, of course. But they are making the changes.
Who were the lawyers on this thing? Do
you ever think about the lawyers on this thing are also just normal people as well?
They're just normal people at home.
Have you met these big firm lawyers?
Not really. I don't really.
No, but at the end of the day, they're still just a normal person.
But so is Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
they're all normal people.
It really breaks my brain a little bit sometimes to think about.
The book that careless people.
Detail obsessed is how I would describe them.
Zuck is becoming a human in my book. He's being really nice to the girl.
Is he?
Yeah.
So the book is more of a takedown of Cheryl, not Zuck.
No. So I've gone through a wave of emotions. It was a takedown of Cheryl and Zuck. Then I was like, this girl, Sarah, we're doing a lot of complaining. We can't have a problem with everything.
Thank you.
We can't be doing that. Now we're back into storytelling mode, and she's just moved to San Francisco, but
Menlo Park.
Yes, Menlo Park, which is where Facebook headquarters is. She's pregnant with her second baby now. She made a mistake, but Zuck totally took the fall, and he was like, "No, it's my fault. If I was better at public speaking, this wouldn't have happened." She was like, "Wow, he's really a soft human." I assume the end of the book's not going to end that way, but I do appreciate her telling her true, honest thoughts. I don't just want to read her completely nagging on a place where she worked for, then quit. Do you know what I mean? So I appreciate that she's telling both sides. We're getting an honest recount. But man, they were the heyday. They were everywhere.
Do you want to know what just happened to me there?
What?
What happened to you 2 nights ago?
Heartburn.
I'm having heartburn.
Okay.
I think we must be eating something in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You want some Tums?
No, because I hear Tums are not good for you. I hear that Tums create a blockage which then creates a larger issue.
Oh.
Yeah. I hear that when it comes to heartburn, the key is identifying the source of the heartburn and not just creating another bigger problem.
Well, while
That's a Mark Hyman thing.
Okay, but while identifying the source of the heartburn would be lovely, what do you do while you're having the heartburn? And I'll tell you, because I tried it the other night. My heartburn was so bad, and I'm sure this is definitely not medical advice because I don't think you should do this. But I took a Prilosec, I took Tums, I was like chugging Pepto-Bismol. None of it worked. So finally, it was 2 a.m. and I went downstairs and I started eating like a bag of chips to try to absorb anything that was in me. Maybe it was mental. But the other thing I did, baking soda and water. And boom, within 20 minutes, I felt great. Baking soda and water. That's what I think you should do. And a lot of baking soda and a little water.
Let's pause the episode and we'll go get some baking soda and water.
All the other stuff, I don't think it works.
Maybe we could welcome the people to the episode before we pause it.
Jules, great.
Do you think we still need to keep doing that?
Yes, 100%.
Why?
The people love it. We
Really?
tried to not do it
Okay.
once and they were outraged.
Well, you can't possibly start a podcast if you don't start the podcast. I'm with the people on this one.
Rogan doesn't do an intro.
Well,
listen, I'm okay.
Do we not like Rogan here?
No. That's a great case study. What I'm not gonna like, whether or not. Let me just say this from a principled standpoint, okay? If people don't like Rogan, if people don't like the Kardashians, I'll throw Mark Zuckerberg in there. All these different people, okay? We at least can't knock that they've done something good. Like, not good.
Yeah,
Good's not the right word.
He's the best in the game.
But we
He's
at
like
least
far
can't
and away
knock
the
that, like,
biggest.
they're smart or they're on to something in some regard. So we have to say, okay.
Jules wants us to move on.
Interesting.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Interesting that Joe Rogan doesn't welcome people to his podcast.
It's noteworthy.
It's noteworthy. However, we are going to because I like welcoming people.
You like manners and saying please. Welcoming people to the podcast is
Rogan's
good
got
manners.
I would assume Rogan has good manners. I don't know. Yeah, I would think so. Here, welcome back to another episode of Two Parents in a Podcast. And we will always welcome people to the podcast because I don't think the show can begin unless the show begins. Now, speaking of manners, go ahead.
Did anyone comment on my golf shirt last week, on my attire? I was dressed up. Did anyone notice?
In your green shirt?
Yeah.
Only me and P.
Okay.
It really it's a great shirt in person. On camera, I thought it looked like a discolored black.
Oh.
Interesting.
Like, I liked the shirt,
It's a
green
good
in
shirt.
person. And then the green plant behind you, there was something off with it on camera.
Because it was one of my favorite, it's like my new favorite shirt. I wore it to dinner that night.
I liked the golf shirt in person too. But speaking of manners, which I think we were talking about beforehand, I'm mad at the internet.
Let's hear.
Okay. So I made a little video of me and Sweet Bubber who I was showing her my red light mask because I thought she would think the colors were cool. So we were identifying the red, purple, and blues over and over and over again. And then she like lights up really quickly and she's like, I have one. She goes and gets her helmet.
Yep.
She puts her helmet on her head. So she's been wearing her helmet around and giving me my red light mask. Literally adorable. So I make a video being like, Tate's going to take her helmet and I'm going to take my red light mask and we're going to go outside and I got to take my red light mask.
Yeah.
Cutest thing on the planet.
I was there for a very good chunk of this interaction.
So what would be your problem with this? What's the problem? What would you guess?
You made a video in bed last night and I didn't understand the video at all. I don't know if it went up, but now I understand the video.
Someone, not only, I can take a comment, okay? I'm always say I love being on the internet. Their comments don't bother me. It was the amount of likes this comment had that made me so mad. So I just open up the app because I'm like, let's see what's going on in here. Someone says, it's okay to tell her no. And it has over 1,000 likes. And I'm like, so you're telling me over 1,000 people suck? That's a bad ratio. And now I have to address it. You guys want me to tell.
Did you address it last night?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys want me to tell an almost 2-year-old who wants to wear her helmet, who just wants her mommy to take her red light mask and wear her. You want me to tell her no? Do you know what no's are reserved for?
Please share.
Safety issues, things that aren't good for her, or things that are impossible. Like, oh, you want to climb on the roof? No, we can't.
Safety
like,
issue.
if I can say yes and we can have fun and it's a sweet, like I'm saying yes all day. Otherwise, how miserable.
Yeah. So it's what's so funny about this is when you used, like, I like to stay on the sidelines with your content. And so when you used the example that you used in the video of I thought I want to talk about the second video you make where you talked about how we use no, but we only use no selectively. Okay. Or in what we deem to be the appropriate situation.
Let me summarize the second video for context for you really quickly, people, that if you haven't seen it. So the second video I put up, I take the comment and I make a video to it saying we do tell our daughter no, and it is okay to say no, but we use it sparingly. And when you use it, because if you say no all the time, it loses its luster. No, no, no. Then they're like, oh, whatever, I can still do it. So when I tell Tate no,
she knows.
She does not. She stops in her tracks and she does not do it.
Totally.
And I think that that's a really good way, like, because I think you can get no happy, and we're not no happy in our household.
Totally agree.
Okay, what would you like to say?
So you use the example in the video of the red light. I thought you were using that example for a way that we parent. And I was like, that's kind of a crazy example to use because I don't think anyone's going to tell their kid no in that situation. And I almost commented like, hey, Alex, you maybe use a different situation, but like, I want to stay on the sidelines. So like, I'm genuinely surprised that 1,000 people went against you on that.
Where we can exhale is the second video that we're in, like, the ratio has blown away the 1,000.
Okay.
Like people, like what I needed to get a pulse on was there are some moments where I read a comment and it's like, okay, fair. Maybe, the address is in not the address, what's an example of a comment that I'll read?
Like the binky, passy?
Yeah, yes, that's a great example. Take your pacifier out because it could cause speech problems and it could have 1,000 likes. And I'd be like, oh my God, it probably could. That's a really helpful tip. I was so disheartened by people saying we should tell her no because I'm like, I fundamentally don't agree with that. So what I needed to take a pulse check on was what are other people thinking here? And are the likes ratio, we've blown the 1,000 out of the water.
There was a good parallel. Because you also like got on TikTok and said no in a very firm tone. And I think people were like paying attention.
What do you mean?
Like the way that you say that Tate listens to you say no. Like I was like, Alex means business with this video. And like, I'm stopping in my tracks if I thought.
Yeah, I it's so funny. I didn't know about the first video. I thought you were just like making a random parenting video. And I was like, this is kind of random. So
I was so mad.
I'm glad I now see the whole ecosystem.
And sometimes people, this has started to become a comment sometimes. Like, it's okay to tell her no. Like, I'm just fully aware of that.
And like the times that you do tell her no, it's not a time to put it on the internet.
Right. If I need to be telling her no, I'm not going to be like, and I will make a TikTok too.
Yeah.
Like we are in full no. If we're crossing, if she knows she cannot walk out in front of a car. Yeah. Right. Like I think if it did not hit me in like I should tell, I was like, I'm pissed off at this.
Yeah.
You guys know the one baby product we have not stopped talking about since Tate was born is the Nanit. And now with Rocky, we know it's going to be still just as much as a game changer as it was the first time around. And here's why I love it. The Nanum Smart System Baby Monitor has become our real partner in parenting. It has crystal clear HD video, breathing motion monitoring, automatic sleep tracking, and real-time safety alerts, and personalized sleep insights all in one seamless system. The peace of mind alone is worth it, you guys. Harrison and I love doing our Nanit checks while Tate is napping, while we're at work, and we just pull it up on the app on our phone and we can peek in to make sure she's all good and we see how cute she is and we see like what, sometimes we see her face down and she's like sprawled out like this. It's adorable. And the picture quality is unreal. Like when you're pregnant and you get an ultrasound, you're staring at a grainy black and white blob going, okay, is that a foot? Like what's happening? Nanit is the exact opposite, you guys. It's so clear. You can literally see spit up on your baby's onesie. The result, Nanit doesn't just monitor your baby. It helps you understand them. It doesn't just help your baby sleep better, it helps your whole family sleep better because it's an unreal peace of mind, you guys. Less wondering and more knowing. It's like having a second set of eyes that never gets tired. You can learn more about Nanit on their website at nanit.com. That's NANIT.com, because they have so many cool features that it would take me an hour to talk about them all here. So if you were expecting, Nanit is definitely the number one thing you're going to want to add to your baby registry. And if you know someone who's expecting, trust me, you're going to be their best friend when you get them a Nanit. So do yourself or someone you love a favor and check out Nanit at nanit.com. You won't regret it. So anyways, that's my rant. And on the no thing, I probably would have erred being a very no, Tate. Tate, no, you can't eat your yogurt with your finger. But like, you can. And it's you. I give the credit to you for saying, let's not just be so no happy. And I got to tell you, it feels really good too, to be able to be like, yeah, actually you can do that.
And you just consistently see her experimenting and exploring, and it's a style of our parenting that I'm a big fan of. An
example is yesterday she wanted to put all of her Cheez-Its in my hat. My hat was upside down. So she was practicing putting her Cheez-Its in there one by one. And I wanted to be like, no, you can't do it. But like, you can do that. And then I just simply dumped the Cheez-Its back into the box and moved on with my day. And for her, it was like shooting a mini basketball goal. But that's an example of something I would have said no to. But then with the reframe, I'm like, yeah, okay.
I feel like that's a very fringe. I feel like a no could be warranted in that situation, right? Because we're kind of getting the hat dirty. So that one I could have seen us going either way, but point taken.
And my favorite thing on the no, and we're no parenting experts. We always say this.
One example that comes to mind to me is she loves pouring cups, but she also loves putting food in the water and then eating the food. And like, who's to tell her she can't do that?
We decided that's allowed. But we have a window in our house she tries to sit in, and she knows now. She goes and points at it. No.
Yeah.
No, can't sit there. No. So on my one other thing on the no that I've said before, but it's been the most helpful thing, is instead of saying no throwing rocks, Tate, throw the rocks back in the rocks. When you
Absolutely.
The minute you say no and you say the action, all they're thinking about is the action. And that was the most helpful thing that I read. I don't remember where I read it, but that really changed my no thoughts. All right, baby list. I'm very excited about this because we're still shopping the registries, and I've still been getting a lot of registries. And then Babylist came in and they gave us $5,000 more. $5,000. No, I'm so excited. I know. We get to go buy all these mama's things on their registry. I like actually.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was not aware.
Yeah.
It was a surprise to you guys this morning. I just found out. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
How exciting is that?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
So keep commenting them?
Yeah, keep messaging me. And I love when you guys give me, I love when you give me the context because I really enjoy reading your stories. But just like a little helpful hint too, I like the people that break their stories apart. Okay, they'll send me bullet points like pregnant, expecting the story, and it's got broken apart like that. Does that make sense?
And there also seems to be like some scamming going on.
Yeah.
And some fake profiles and.
Don't do that.
So no, but I think like making it clear that you're not like I looked at one and like the person had sent 2 different stories.
Like, okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to be so charged on this episode, but does that go into like, these are women's baby registries. Why? You can't be scamming here.
Yeah. So the first one they sent, I guess they probably meant to unsend it. And then they went on the second one with a totally different angle.
But you can tell when they're real
yeah,
people.
But I'm just saying like, yeah.
Yeah, but that is golly, guys.
Yeah.
No, it's awful.
I know nobody listening to this is scamming, so. But anyways, keep sending.
But that's what I'm saying is like to take note that there are some people scamming, and so like in the message to make it clear that this is a real person with a real story.
And they don't need to be long. The messages don't need to be long because I'm just sitting in bed doing some light reading. So, okay. Also from Spotify, this is not also, but from Spotify in the comments, we had an etiquette question, which I really quite like. And we've been getting a bunch of these, so we might just keep answering them as to the best of our ability. Okay, when you're invited to someone's house for dinner, should you help do the dishes afterwards, or is that the host's responsibility? And I'll even take it a step further. Is it almost rude to be like picking up your plate and taking it to the sink for them? Like, and then are you taking it too far if you wash your plate? How does the etiquette land there?
I think this is a very, very easy one. Base rate is you are picking up the dishes and you are taking them to the sink. And I feel like you're always going to get some element of resistance and pushback to it, but like you just push through.
What I loved
now, in terms of whether you wash them, I think that's very much where you got to read the room and read the situation. And some people may genuinely want the help, but I do find more times than not, people are just like, no, leave them in the sink because they want to, continue the socializing component. But every time I ask, you're always met with no, but you still do it.
So what I loved that our neighbor did
It's
the other day,
harmless.
and he is, we've got this couple who they're older than us, and we like the way they live. We like the way they conduct their life. Okay. And when we had them over for dinner, what he did was he did not ask if he could pick up the plates. He just started picking up the plates, and I noticed the order he did it in. He did his, then he did mine, because I was the female in the other couple, and then he did his wife's, and then he did yours. And I said, no, please don't take the plates to the sink, or like, please don't clean up. But he said, I'm just going to take them to the sink. Like, he let me know he's not going to do the dishes. He's just going to take them over there, and he's just going to set them down. So the pressure was off. Like, I wasn't worried about him cleaning. Because sometimes, like, I know you mean good by that, but I think that it's too, like, then I'm sweating. Like, okay, well, do you know where the brushes are? Like, are you going to dry them? He said, I'm going to take them over there to
For
the plate,
sure. You
to
do
the sink.
some quick teamwork. One person takes the dishes, the other one the placemats and cutlery, and boom.
What's like the level of friendship though, where you just like draw the line?
Okay, great question, Jules.
What do you mean?
We have a rule with the neighbors.
Well, I wanted to clarify the question before we get to our
At
policy with
my
neighbors.
best friend's house. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just doing what I would naturally do, I think, at my house, which is take the dishes to the sink, rinse them off, and put them in the dishwasher, like, without asking.
So we're talking about being hosted for dinner, because what you just described is very different, and it actually is different than what we do with the neighbors.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't.
But with the neighbors, why don't you get into what our policy is?
Our policy with the neighbors, which we developed very early on, was if you are at the other person's house eating, you are not allowed to even take a plate to the sink. You have to leave every dish on the table, and you leave it dirty, and the kids always have destroyed the house, and you just leave. And the good news there, the reason we did that was so early on, we both had a baby at the same time. So we learned this new level of like, wow, it's overwhelming to stay and help clean. No, if you're not the host, you get to just go home. And that's why we trade off hosting so often.
And I also find that, like, the way other people design their kitchens in terms of where things go, it's not intuitive. Like, to us, our kitchen makes all the sense in the world. I'm sure to you, Jules, it wouldn't make any sense.
Well, I stayed at the neighbor's house for 2 weeks, and I was like, where is everything? It does not make sense to me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Harrison can never, still to this day, it's like, where are the cups?
I mean,
I know.
So it's like,
we got to tell them that.
That's
so funny.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
The number of people I told about that while I was on the phone with them.
So it takes me 20 minutes when I'm at their house trying to put things away. I can't find anything.
That's so funny. But I know that ours doesn't make, ours has a couple that make sense. But then, like, if you were to go put away our platter, it would make no sense. Like, where that platter is where our pots and pans should be. Or at least our cooking sheets, I think. Here, let me ask you this. How long did it take you to find the dicer the other day?
That is a problem. We have a gap in that, in like accessories.
Where they go.
And just so we're clear, I feel bad talking about, neighbor T, and their kitchen like this.
Their house is great for them. And they
Unbelievable.
know where everything
Just
is.
their
It's an
kitchen
awesome house,
intuitively
too.
doesn't make sense.
Do you know what I always think about when we say something? When we play it for them, they will laugh. They will die laughing.
Okay.
They
I
have
just
the
wanted
best
to
sense of humor on the planet.
Because I was going, I got to go back a little bit. Okay. When I said that, I said it very neutral. Okay.
But I knew when Jules started laughing.
You knew when I said that what I had in my mind. And then when Jules said it.
And we haven't talked about this. So.
It's unbelievable. You know what's more? The cups. How the cups are in.
The cups are in like a drawer.
The cups are in a drawer.
They're in the drawer where you would put your dish towels. It's the funniest thing on the planet.
And every time for almost 3 years now, I go to the cupboards to look for the cups. I can never find the cup.
But everything else makes sense.
It's all about making sense to. Does it make sense to you? I struggle in every kitchen. I truly struggle in every kitchen that isn't ours. So as I think about it, like.
You struggle in our kitchen.
Do you know what kitchen I don't struggle in? When we're in Whistler. That kitchen makes a lot of sense to me. Except for the pans.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah.
No, the pans make sense. The pans, no, never mind. They're right behind the stove.
I do think that kitchen does.
That kitchen makes a lot of sense.
But a lot of times with Harrison, I'll have to say, like the other day, he's like, "Oh, we got these alarms in for the pool," and he's like, "Where are the pool alarms?" And I'm like, "Where would be the most logical place to put those?" And there they were.
I got to give you credit that those shelves, those little drawers at the front of the house they're staying, those I feel had massive risk to being clutter drawers, and they're staying organized.
But a common theme with you is everything is usually right where you would think it would be.
Yeah.
January might be the official start of the year, but you guys know we've talked about how the end of summer feels like our real reset moment. Mornings are getting earlier, calendars are filling up, and finding time for myself is honestly harder than ever. That's exactly why I've been loving Merit Beauty lately. Their whole 5-minute morning routine is built to help you look put together in a few minutes so you can spend less time getting ready and more time actually enjoying your morning. And sometimes it doesn't even take me 5 minutes, you guys. It can be like 2 to 3 minutes. Their products blend and layer together seamlessly. No pilling, no caking, just effortless elevated makeup. I start with their great skin serum for that instant healthy looking glow. Then I add the Minimalist, which works as both the foundation and concealer. A little flush balm on my cheeks for that natural flush from within color that lasts all day long. And I finish with a swipe of their newly launched Clean Volume Mascara. Truly 5 minutes or less to a polished, effortless look. And the best part, you guys, all of Merit's beauty products are clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and made with nourishing skincare ingredients that leave your skin looking better long after you take your makeup off. They even have a 5-minute morning set that includes everything you need at an exclusive price, you guys. So right now, Merit Beauty is offering our listeners their signature makeup bag, which if you've seen it, it's not just a makeup bag, you guys, but it's really an accessory free with your first order at meritbeauty.com. That's MERIT beauty.com, meritbeauty.com.
So can I zig for a moment
Yes.
on a random question?
What?
Because you're wearing the college. So I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about fantasy football punishments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because my sister sent a very good one that I think is more executable than the golf one. Because for those that didn't watch last episode, we talked about an unbelievable fantasy football punishment where a guy played around a golf with no clubs and no ball and had to pretend, had to fake golf the whole round with 3 random people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to do some podcast programming out loud here.
Okay.
How often, as a listener experience, do you think you should just say, I've got another fantasy football punishment and not explain what you said last episode? Or do you think you should explain what you said last episode? You know, like if you're, maybe that's a good thing to comment on.
But here's why I explained it. I explained it because it's a good story and I explained it in 7 seconds. So if you heard it again, you could hopefully just have a quick chuckle and not have to fast forward through.
Okay. Okay.
So I felt I was intentional about how we represented it.
Okay.
And it ties into this one. So that it just takes so long and I think at hole 3 you'd just be very bored.
I think it's so funny.
One I really like that my sister sent me is you go trick-or-treating not during Halloween.
I love it.
Yep.
Do you have to dress up?
Gotta dress up.
That's so good.
Better.
And
Because you can do that in 15 minutes. You know, you can say, hey, do 10 homes. I think that like one home for every person in the league is a good rule.
Love it. And they get to pick the house on the street. Like
Yeah.
most of our street would laugh and understand it immediately, but there's a couple houses that I would pick.
Yeah. And then there was also
Oh.
there was an over the top video that I kind of wish that I shared that was going viral too, of a guy squatting on the fan. You guys see that?
Mm-mm.
Do we want to pull it up now or no?
Yeah.
You got to go to, this is definitely a Twitter video.
I want to do is there a version of.
It's a guy, he thanks everyone for their loss. And after he thanks, he like squats and there's a fan behind him. It's really just.
Thanks them for their loss?
So while the trick-or-treating was very easy to describe, this is a video you must watch.
Okay, but hold on. I want to get in on.
Are you watching it? Yeah.
We can't put that on the screen.
Okay. Do you have the sound on?
No, I don't have the sound on.
The sound is what makes it so funny. You got to turn the sound on.
No, we can't put this on the screen. We'll get demonetized.
Okay.
I want to see it.
But I just want you to watch it and laugh because it's really funny.
What do
His
people
voice
Google?
is so funny.
What do people Google?
I Googled squatting on the fan football punishment. It was the first video to come
Okay,
up.
but can I just make sure it's the right one? That you
It's
have?
the right one.
Okay. This guy, he's hilarious. He's hilarious.
Wait, why
I
did
texted it to you, Alex.
Okay, wait. Can I just watch it really quickly?
Yeah.
So why does he have to, I don't get it.
Just watch.
Yeah.
It'll tell everything you need.
This is a family-friendly podcast, Harrison.
Who thinks of these?
Yeah.
People are funny this year.
Yeah.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
I want to get in on fantasy football, but like I'm not going to be able to actually follow along with the league.
So I had an idea last night. I want to create a Survivor League.
Okay, what does that mean?
Every week you choose a team to win or lose. I almost want to pivot this.
Okay.
So what I suggested last night is like we get everyone here, all our friends, colleagues, and every week you got to pick a team, and if that team wins, you advance, and if that team loses, then
So it's like
you're kicked
Broncos.
out. Yeah, but you'd be surprised. You think that's so easy? You just pick the favorites. Everyone picks the same favorites. Everyone like would go and pick the Chiefs because they have Patrick Mahomes and they're playing whatever, the Raiders. And
Everyone's picking the Chiefs because they have Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, everyone's picking him.
People are picking the Chiefs because of Taylor Swift.
Jules, thank you. I wanted to say that was an insane statement.
Well, now I'm realizing he did that on purpose. Look at his face.
Funny, hairy bears. No one thinks you're as funny as you, huh?
Rage Vader Supreme.
But the problem is if you lose in week 3, you
Oh, so it doesn't reset every week.
No.
I get it.
But
Let's do this.
I do think we should do one that resets every week because I think it would be fun that if every week you pick a team and then whoever has the best record at the end wins a prize. And that way, because, okay, I kind of want to take a step back here. Why are you shaking your head?
No, I don't know anything about football, so
So
I've already been lost.
So you shared, was it from a friend or a listener?
No, this is from the Spotify comments.
Okay. Spotify comment where what one person did is they had their husband's league drafted by the wives.
And then
Okay.
the husbands managed the league.
And the husbands managed the league.
I like that.
Why I don't like that is because I don't like it for several different reasons. I don't see how that's really going to keep your interest in it over the 17-week period.
The girl or the guy?
The girl.
It's not. I agree.
Like, if you draft Isaac Pacheco in the 12th round, like, are you really gonna like care and remember about that in week 8? After like he gets like, and chances are you're probably cutting him because he's just,
Right.
a handcuff. So, like, the point being, I see how that creates a fun day, but I don't think that actually keeps you engaged. So how do you create a dynamic where you care for every week? And I think it's every week picking a game, and then at least we have that game to go watch together. Do you follow?
I don't pick a game. I pick a winner.
Pick a winner. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that because then I'll be like rooting for my team.
I'm getting a face from Jules.
But I don't understand. Pick a winner.
Okay. So week 1,
you just say, I think the Patriots are going to win. In
week
general.
1, you look at the whole NFL schedule. The first game is Niners versus Rams. So Alex will say, I think that the Rams are going to win. And because she picked that game, she'll be inclined to watch it. And then if they win, she goes 1-0 in the season. And if they lose, she goes 0-1 in the season.
And that's it for week 1.
That's it for week 1.
And
then
we're
week 2, she
individuals?
picks another game. What?
We're individuals.
Everyone's an individual. So Jules will have a record at the end of the season. You'll be 14-3.
Okay. Now I understand.
Weeks. That'll be weeks.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah. And it's just super simple. And one of the rules would be, though, so this exists in survival. Hopefully ESPN offers something. Hopefully ESPN offers this. Is you can't pick the same team twice. That's going to be very important.
Oh, well, that's a wrinkle. Well, no, because then you can't be like, I'm going to be a 49ers fan this whole. I think that's good because then
it's not fun to pick the same team twice, because after week 2 or 3, like, it's going to be maybe even after week 1, it's going to be very clear, like, who the leaders of the league are. And if you just pick them every time, like, yeah, chances are you'll end up with 14 plus wins.
Okay, so you're not allowed to pick the same team twice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Okay.
We can say it on the pod.
So every Monday we'll pick our.
That's fun.
Every Monday we're going to pick our.
P's just going to pick the Cowboys every week.
She's not allowed, though. She's not allowed.
Okay.
She only gets to pick them one time.
I think I want to. This may just be a totally boring topic, so cut it off if it does. I think I want to change my fandom.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
To who?
So I've been a long time 49ers fan.
Correct, because you live in San Francisco.
Because I lived in San Francisco, and when I moved back to San Francisco, got very big into the NFL, and was a fun time to be a Niners fan. Great history, love the city, etc. My connection with San Francisco is just, it's only going to get weaker over time.
Right.
Going back to games isn't very convenient.
Right.
Because stadium isn't in San Francisco. It's an hour and a half south. And we are going to be in Austin and Texans for as long as we can see out.
Correct.
So I think I want to switch to the Cowboys.
Okay.
And I think it's a great time to switch to the Cowboys.
Why?
Because you can't switch to a team when, like, they've just won a championship.
Right. Bandwagon.
Or when they're expected to.
Right.
And they've so I think it's time. I think it's time. And I think it for a multitude of reasons. So I think I want to become a Cowboys fan. And it's like, it's such rich history, Jerry's world, America's team. I love it. Like, I just love it.
And halfway between Oklahoma City and Austin.
And I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in the next 2 to 3 years they win again. And then I couldn't become a Cowboys fan at that point.
Right.
So.
Okay. I mean, yeah, go Cowboys. We them boys. That was the song.
Do we think that makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
For sure.
And we can go to a couple games a year.
I'd love to.
Do you want to be a Cowboys fan with me?
Oh, I've been one. Yeah, but sure. Great. I'm in.
But like.
No, I'm in. Yes. And I'm in. I hesitate. Okay. I don't love being like, yes, and then having to rep them. What I would rather see is us rep them, begin repping them.
Yeah.
And then announce it.
Okay.
Formally.
Formally, I don't. You know me. I don't like to make promises I can't keep.
But hold on. Let me just. But here's why I kind of got to change it. Because going into the
where are you changing
season.
it?
No. Here's why I got to talk about it.
Okay.
Because going into the season, every week, the one game I pay attention to is the Niners game. Whether or not I watch it, that's the one game I'm monitoring. And so I need to make the intentional decision going into this year. Am I going to be monitoring the Niners or am I going to be monitoring the Cowboys? And my fantasy drafts, I skew very heavy to my favorite teams. I'll always like draft Niners. And so I need to make that decision ahead of my fantasy draft.
So maybe you could sleep on it, and then Monday you could like formally renounce.
When
the
does the league
Niners.
start?
I have
Yeah, like-
one fantasy draft Friday and one on Sunday.
Okay, well then today I guess you must formally renounce the
Do
Niners,
it. Do a formal renouncing.
and
Okay.
then formally announce. your
I,
Okay.
Harrison
fandom.
Bugman.
Okay. I formally renounce my support for the Niners.
Oh,
This feels big.
me,
And I
I
formally
agree.
readjust it to the Cowboys.
No, and I
Okay.
formally announce my support for the
My
season
support.
for the coming 2026,
No,
2027.
you can't change this, by the way.
Well, that's why we're getting video evidence.
Yeah, like
of
it's
it.
not for the season. It's like
Oh,
this.
For life.
oh my
You can't.
gosh.
Yeah, and I don't like the. I like the word support much more than fan. By the way, it feels right.
You're going to shift your support to the Cowboys. So I saw a great video of the Cowboys, and it was this
Yeah.
girl. She was filming her boyfriend. She was like, man, like gas prices have gotten out of hand. And he's like, yeah, they have. She's like, I can't wait till they go back down to being $1. And he was like, oh, honey, like they haven't been $1 in a really long time. Like they're probably never going to be $1 again. And she was like, well, they were 30 years ago. Gas was $1. And he was like, yeah, but that's 30 years ago. And like the way the world works is like a lot of times if it happened 30 years ago, like it's not going to happen again. She's like, you should keep that in mind when you're rooting for your Cowboys to win the national championship. He was just like,
By the way,
he was like, what?
we keep calling the Super Bowl the national championship.
Oh yeah. Oops, sorry. The Super Bowl. You should keep that in mind when you're rooting for the Cowboys to
Yeah,
win the
but
Super Bowl.
for me, like I don't.
He
like-
couldn't believe he let himself fall for it.
Yeah, but I don't. I've seen that video. I don't like my support is very much about the behavioral component versus like wanting them to win a championship. If that like
Let me
to me,
explain.
it's on.
Let me explain you with sports. You can't explain you. Does that work?
What?
Like, should I explain Harrison's relationship with sports?
I have a weird relationship with sports, is what she's getting at.
Oh, sure.
He keeps his eye on a lot of things. Nothing besides me and the children and your job have your full undivided attention. Everything else gets like a piece of it. I feel like
I'm not gonna be like happy like I'm not gonna be happy if the team I support like wins
it doesn't affect your
title.
mood, but you're gonna keep an eye on
or
it.
loses. But it's I love the social component
Yeah.
of it. Like I'm so excited for UT Ohio State because like we're already planning that Saturday, and what happens in that game, as long as we get to celebrate at some moments and have a great day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, you want to have a good game, but like, yeah, Harrison, you're very much
I
not
guess
going
I'm
to see
a
with the
lame.
jersey.
I'm a good game sports guy.
I'm a good game sports guy.
Just looking for a good game.
That's what it is. You just want both sides to have fun.
No,
No, I'm kidding. That's
want
what I always say.
entertainment. I want camaraderie.
What was the relation to Alex's sweatshirt?
I'm wearing this Park, Oklahoma. It's a Norman OU collab.
But how did you get to the golf? He said he had two things. Is that this?
Oh, here's the second thing. That
Good job, Jules.
very good.
It's like my number one pet peeve of this podcast is sometimes we never get to the second thing.
And that's why we have you to remind us in this moment. Get the train on the track. The choo choo. And Bubba goes choo choo.
at the end of the day, is watching the game from a bar with a group of people better than going to it? Because we need to officially also make that decision for UT Ohio State.
I've got a firm thought on this.
I do too. Please, after you.
I think, okay, I'm going to give it a ratio. 8 out of 10 times, I think watching it at the bar is more fun.
Okay.
2 out of 10 times, I think you need to go to the game, but it's a lot. You go to the game and there's a lot of logistics getting in the game. If you want a beer, you got to like go down the stairs. It's a whole thing. I do love the convenience of watching a game at the bar. No trap. You don't have to worry about getting out of the stadium.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I would say 9 out of 10 times it's
a
better to
warm,
watch at a bar, and it all comes
cozy
down to
blanket.
that's why you want to go to one game a year.
Got to pick your one.
Pick your one, maybe 2 a year. Going up to Cowboy Stadium, very easy. The question then becomes, is the one game we go to Ohio State?
I don't care so much which game we go to. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about this out loud, I would just much rather watch the game anywhere as opposed to go. Like, I don't need to go to that game.
Because I think that game is going to be like the zoo of zoo games.
Yeah, and I don't love a zoo.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I'm
maybe-
good. I'll watch it at home.
Okay.
Not at home,
Well,
but
Driftwood is, Nick was suggesting Driftwood. That's why this is all coming out. Because yesterday, Nick's just like, what's the plan?
when is Ohio State?
So we're here this weekend. Next weekend, we are in New York. And then the following weekend is UT Ohio State.
And I told you guys, have I told the podcast that Tate's coming? Tate's namesake?
Oh.
Bathroom. I don't know.
She's coming.
Nice.
I know, I can't wait to see her. I haven't seen her in so long. And I want Tate to meet Tate. But I don't think Tate's going to understand that.
She will be like,
Tate.
for date?
For Tate.
For Tate?
No, Tate. No Tate. Yeah, she'll just be Tate. Okay. We're going to take a quick pause to go pee for Harrison. Okay, random parenting confession, but nobody warned me how much my brain space would go towards my kids' poop. Yes, poop. Like, it's a whole conversation. Color, consistency, timing. Everyone in my house has an opinion. And I just brought this up to Jules, and she immediately goes, girl, I do the same thing with Ginny, which honestly makes total sense because dog moms and human moms are cut from the exact same cloth. And if anyone gets being that invested in good poop, you guys, it's Ollie. They deliver fresh human-grade food that's gently cooked to preserve all the nutrition, which basically means 10 out of 10 poops every single time. Every recipe is developed by real chefs using gut-friendly ingredients that support digestion, energy, skin, and yes, the poops. Ginny is completely obsessed with the fresh turkey with blueberries, and Jules has noticed a real difference. Smaller, firmer, way less stinky. Everything is tailored to your pup from day one. Perfectly portioned meals with the pup tainer and a scoop, you guys, for easy storage. And a food transition guide so their tummy doesn't get thrown off whenever they switch. And the app is honestly incredible. They have free on-demand vet check-ins, personalized feeding guides, and a well-being score so you can actually track your dog's health over time. This summer, treat your pup to better food and perfect poops. Head to ollie.com/2parents. Tell them all about your dog and use code 2parents to get 70% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. It's super easy and risk-free with their obsession guarantee. That's ollie.com/2parents and enter code 2parents to get 70% off your first box. Ollie, feed the obsession. So I went to the grocery store this morning because we were out of eggs and they were playing a full Dolly playlist. And it's very sad, but our queen, Dolly Parton, has passed away, as we know. And what I find interesting about it is she had everything lined up for her passing, which I love. I love the way she did it in a very Dolly manner, I think. But he was her nephew, make a video saying, Dolly asked me a couple years ago, whenever the time came for her passing, that I would speak on behalf of the family. And he does a really sweet, sweet, sweet video to her. And then they post that. And then I noticed they then had another video on her account. Like, they were logged into her account, a photo. Like, they very much so, she knew how she wanted to part from the world, and she did it in such a Dolly, proper, polite manner.
And were you a big Dolly Parton fan?
I would not say I'm a massive Dolly fan by any means, but like there was a saying that she had that I always liked, which was, if somebody doesn't have a smile, let them borrow yours.
Ooh.
That's loosely what it is. But it feels as though she embodied that in the way she treated people. And her and Carrie Underwood were close, and Carrie's from Oklahoma, and I would always see what Carrie had to say about her. Like, I know enough about her to know people she's very Adam Sandler in the way people regard her and talk about her.
Yeah, that is what I'm learning. I'm learning how much of an impact she had on so many people. She isn't someone that was really on my radar.
I think for girls our age too, it's like she was really on our radar because of Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana. She's Miley's godmother.
Okay.
Or maybe Billy Ray's godmother or something. But like she was on the show, like she was on Hannah Montana playing that Miley's godmother as well. So like that was always why I was aware of her.
Okay.
And she talks about her sparkly nails.
It seems like she's a woman that had a tremendously positive impact on a lot of people, and very sad to hear of her passing, but also really nice to see like when people, share such positive reflection on someone's life.
Well, so also what I loved, she's a sense of humor. I love this clip of her. And the reporter asks her something and she says, it costs a lot of money to look this fake. Like, which is cute because like she's, she had her work done and she was fine. She was just fine with leaning into that. But what I think is interesting, not interesting, but what they always say is a good way to measure your life you live is when you pass on the impact that you will leave behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that she's a perfect example of that because Eminem, for example, he posted a letter she had written him. And I'm paraphrasing, but it was loosely like, I never got the chance to meet you, but everything I know about you, and I don't even like rap music really, but I like the way you move, Marshall Mathers. And I just thought it was really sweet of her to write him such a kind letter, and then he shared it whenever she passed away. And it's just like Dolly Parton to Eminem, like didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
But she just reached out, like she just always was writing people nice letters, and I think she was really sweet.
Yeah.
I think the way she treated people, I think the way you treat people once you pass away is a testament to the legacy you live, and for her, hers is larger than life, which is cool.
And
Yeah,
I think
very cool.
I put this in the notes, but I truly think like probably one of the greatest celebrity philanthropy things of all time is her imagination library.
Yeah, explain that to us.
So when your child is born, you can like sign up for Imagination Library and you get one free book every single month from the age of 0 to 5. So by the time that a kid is 5, they have 60 free books. And she started it because her dad couldn't read or write. And the stat that I thought was cool is that 1 in 7 kids in the U.S. under 5 has books from Dolly every month.
That's
No way.
incredible.
Yeah.
So that, I love philanthropies, by the way, that are digestible and you know exactly what your money's going to.
Yeah.
I also saw they said in lieu of flowers, like she had it down. I don't know what happened or how she passed away, but she very much so knew what she wanted everyone to do when she did pass. And I saw on the post it said, in lieu of flowers, please donate to the Imagination Library. And we're just going to have a small family ceremony, or not ceremony, funeral. But you can share your memories and photos online and tag Dolly.
Yeah. Awesome.
And so they can see them all. And I thought that was a very appropriate way to do it. Like, we're not having a massive funeral, but I did see at her house in Nashville, or I don't know if it's Nashville, wherever it is, the like line of cars driving by was massive.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cute. So I love the books, though. Actually, you know what? I think we should make a donation because that's just completely in line with.
For sure.
So we'll
For
do a
sure.
podcast donation. Gen Z has created, on the topic of books, Gen Z has created a new type of book club. So everyone shows up at a cafe, a bar, a brewery, etc., and reads their own book quietly for 1 hour. You socialize after, or you can bail. But basically, there's no assigned book. There's no forced discussion. You just go and you read a book. And I had a friend who moved to a new city, and she was an introvert. And she was like, I don't want to go out and get like coffees or go to get cocktails with people. She would go to these silent book clubs and they would sit. They would do it at a coffee shop, but they would do it at night. And they would sit in their own area and they would read books, and it would be a silent way of bonding.
I wanted to hate this, but I love it.
Well, where it's helpful on the socializing part afterwards is when the hour timer goes off, what are you reading? Or, hey, we're both reading Calamity Club. What are you thinking?
Exactly. Like, exactly.
Like, I absolutely love it.
And I love like socialization isn't a one size fits all, or not all, how some people like to socialize is obviously very different than others, and so to give a blanket like one size fits all, you need to go get drinks or you need to go do this is ridiculous and very isolating. And so, um, I get this, and it makes a lot of sense, and I think it's so much better to be doing this than just sit at home by yourself on your phone or.
Well, it's very admin night. It's
That's what
very
I was
let's
just gonna say.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
all meet up together. And I just was thinking about if my friends did admin night, like we would get one thing done maybe. We would work
No,
for
I'm a
1
big
minute.
fan of this. Big
But
fan
I
of this.
love going somewhere else and holding yourself accountable to just like reading your book for an
Mhm.
hour. Like what a beautiful thing.
I love it.
All right, LinkedIn is being used as a dating app. But it goes so it's saying that singles are fed up with the Tinder, the Bumble, the Hinge, and they're sliding into DMs on LinkedIn instead. But the funny thing is, it's against the LinkedIn's policies to be able to send a message saying that, hey, do you want to go get drinks? Or hey, what's up?
This is black. This is black and white to me. If you try picking up someone on LinkedIn, you should get kicked off the platform.
Okay, my point is though, let's say I find Harrison on LinkedIn and I'm like, oh, he's cute. I'd like to talk to him. Why don't I just go find your Instagram and follow you there?
Exactly.
That follow alone is going to tell you everything you need to know.
Exactly. Like we need to keep the line on workplace behavior very, very clear, very, very black and white, and we should not be blurring it both in the workplace as well as on online. And so yeah, I think if you mess this up and if you violate this policy, you should be thrown off the platform.
Now, what about this?
Jules was saying something.
No,
Go, Jules.
we're probably gonna say the same thing. Like I'm on the same page. Like I'm anti dating on LinkedIn. Like you need a safe place to exist online that's not about dating. But like my two best friends, they met at work and now they're married. So like
But
the workplace romance like is a thing. So then I kind of was like, am I flipping sides here?
I love a thought-provoking conversation around it, Jules. Here's my thing. I think that workplace romance is fine, but what LinkedIn stands for is like a place online that anyone can come and you're safe and it will just stay professional. And I do like the guardrails that presents.
Me too, I think.
Because what we're not talking about is workplace romance here.
Yeah.
Like that's a different conversation.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was more similar than I was thinking.
I appreciate you bringing up that point because I do want to put my stake in the ground. I've seen a lot of workplace relationships work out beautifully. Yes.
Yes, but one, I think we're talking about two different things here, and
But it's good to define that.
yes.
Hold on. What about this though?
Yes.
What about, okay, you see somebody on there and they have a role at Toddler 411, okay? You don't really need to talk to Toddler 411, but you're like, they're cute and we kind of like are the same age and we live in the same city and they have a really cool job at Toddler 411. I could meet up with them to talk about a potential collab or something. So like initiating, just being like, hey, would love to get coffee and discuss a potential marketing collab with Toddler 411.
You got to be clear about intentions.
Yeah,
if
that
it's
feels
happening through
icky.
LinkedIn.
Okay, so you're
Thank
not
you.
for that.
No.
But what if they're down to talk about it, but they're also just like, maybe they're going to see if there's any, no? Okay.
No, it
Do
feels
that-
gross.
Then do that on Instagram and communicate your mutual interests and overlap on Instagram. But like you got to keep this one specific platform black and white.
Okay, I like that. I'm glad that we're defining the rules here for LinkedIn. Harrison and I talk about this all the time. Wellness routines only work if they're actually convenient. When you're a parent, the day is already packed, and the last thing I want to do is curate a pharmacy on my kitchen counter every morning. And let me tell you, if I have to take more than 3 things in the morning, I'm taking 0 of them. It's just the way it goes. And that's where I Am 8 comes in. It was co-founded by David Beckham and built by leading doctors and researchers to simplify your health routine once and for all. Instead of a cabinet full of bottles, you get 16 supplements, and 90 ingredients supporting 9 major organ systems, all in one daily drink, you guys. And the results speak for themselves. In a clinical trial conducted by the San Francisco Research Institute, 95% of people who tried it for 12 weeks reported feeling more energy. Honestly, it's become the easiest part of our mornings, and it can be yours too. Go to im8health.com/2parents right now, or click on the link in the description and use code 2parents for a free welcome kit. 5 free travel sachets plus 10% off your order. That's code 2parents at im8health.com/2parents. Code 2parents at im8health.com/2parents. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What they did a survey though, and it said, well, I think it was 25% of people said they were okay with it, and 22% of people said that they'd already done it. It's like kind of a high.
Said they already done what?
Yes, but the flip side is if 75% of your users aren't okay with it, like
that's all you need to know about that.
Yeah. Like that number makes a lot of sense to me. I'm sure 1 in 4 people aren't, but it's
Feels high. That's all I'm saying. Feels high.
I agree, Jules. Feels very high. All right. When do you, back to the book topic really quickly, I forgot to discuss this on there, but when do you think it's okay to give up on a book? Because the internet's divided here. There's Team DNF, which people use. Hannah Chody, for example, she told me her mom, there was a book, Oh, Theo of Gold, but my mom DNF. I need to Google it. I was like, okay, so your mom did not finish that book. Right? Because your mom was about to read it. And I was like, DNF? So the people that are Team DNF, they say life's short, don't read a bad book.
back to it. A mom in Chicago and a mom in Vancouver reading the same books.
You can set aside a book, but it doesn't equal failure. Okay? Do not finish. That's not, there maybe, those people are saying there's power in picking something else. But the anti-DNF is you're bailing before the payoff. Some books need patience. We're becoming a culture that can't sit with hard things. Okay, using hard things in that sentence is a little too intense for me. Because reading Calamity Club, the first 8 chapters, it wasn't hard. Like I wasn't having a hard time, but I was bored a bit. But then chapter 9 came. And I tell you what, I could not set that book down. So I'm happy I stayed around for the payoff. I'll tell you, this is how I think of things. If enough people say it's really, really, really good, I'll usually give it to around a page 100. But there was this book called The Correspondent. Everyone was raving about it. So I went and bought it. I truly wanted to gouge my eyebrows out. Like I was so bored. Not only was I bored, I was actually getting mad at people saying they liked it. I thought it was horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm big into DNFing. I think DNFing is like so common now that you can just Google like, should I DNF Calamity Club? And there will be like a Reddit thread or a Goodreads post or like anything on it that would say like, no, you have to wait till chapter 10. If you get past chapter 10 and you don't like it, then DNF. But I think it's like, this is a common enough phenomena in the year 2026 that the simplest answer is like Googling, should I DNF X?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what you do. If you're like, I'm not super into this, you Google, when do I DNF it?
Yeah.
Reddit will tell you, get to chapter 4. And if you're on chapter 6, then you set it aside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Because I tell you, Calamity Club for me, if you're reading it, you got it. If you're on chapter 10 and you don't like it, put it down. But I urge you to make it to chapter 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I think that's a good.
It's a great Julie Alex topic.
And how many? And what about you for a show? When do you DNF a show?
Oof.
You guys DNF'd
3 minutes.
3 minutes in.
Yeah. What was that called?
I
Hail
don't
Mary.
do a lot of show watching.
Well, when do you DNF a movie?
I think it all depends on the circumstance and environment. Like if I go to a movie on a Friday night, I'm going to stay for the whole movie.
When you're at home, come on, play the game with me here, honey. When you're at home and you put on a show or a movie.
What is the setting? What is this like?
You're at home.
Okay, what day?
Thursday.
If it's a Thursday night and that's what I'm doing that night.
Yeah. That is okay, I understand what you're saying here. Okay.
Then I'm going to spend a lot of time researching the movie and I'm going to commit to it. And chances are I'm not going to turn it off.
Okay.
Versus like, if we're just kind of like, if it's you and me and it's Thursday and we just put Bubba to bed and we throw something on in the background because like you're showering and I'm ripping some work emails, then like I'm kind of watching it for 3 minutes. And if it's interesting, then I'll pay more attention. If it's not interesting, I'll spend more time on my laptop.
This is a big one for us, and I think a lot of people are experiencing this right now. If we're committed to a Friday night movie night, that's one thing. If we're not, I would say 9 times out of 10, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we put on a show or a movie, we oftentimes pause it. And I'll take it as far to say a lot of times we'll start to scroll Netflix or Prime or something. We don't even end up watching one.
Yeah.
We don't even end up putting one on.
And honestly, what just comes to mind is like, I feel like every time we're like, oh, let's watch this show, like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes go by, and then like you just go and shower.
Because it's not interesting.
Alex, you need to watch. I haven't watched it yet, but Sterling Point.
Okay.
That's like the next big thing that everyone's like, oh, if you miss off campus,
Oh.
if you miss The Summer I Turned Pretty, like those kind of vibes.
But I hated The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Oh.
But I loved Off Campus. So what will I think of this?
I haven't watched it yet, but like I've been told, oh, P saying no. Like my best friends are all like raving over it. The only thing is it's like set in high school, which is like I'm kind of out on these days.
I'm out on that too. That's where I struggle.
I'm out on that too.
However,
It's funny
she
you say
said
that.
that there's like good like deep themes. There's like about class and different things like that.
Great question. Great question. When did you become out on high school?
For me, like probably when I was 25, and then just this year-ish, I'm kind of out on college.
Me too. I can handle Off Campus, but I didn't initially want to watch it because I was like, I'm out on college.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is good.
What was off campus again?
Hockey college.
Fiction filmed in Vancouver.
That was in college.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because it's the campus, Off Campus.
Heated Rivalry was NHL.
Oh, I didn't watch off campus.
No.
Oh, sorry. I was so
Harrison,
confused.
You would have.
I was like heated right. Yeah.
Harrison
Hated
would have
off campus.
hated off
Because
campus.
when I was in college, I remember watching One Tree Hill and I loved it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you for this. Because The Hills, like I loved, and that's high school. Yeah.
Okay. And then I think when I graduated college, I went out on high school and I couldn't watch a high school show the same way I liked Gossip Girl in college.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. I forgot about these shows.
But now I'm out on I've been out on college for a long time. I'm just trying to think when I went out on college. Probably around 30 plus minus.
I think for me it was 25 for high school, 30 for college.
I think I agree with that.
I think I'm with you, Jules, on that. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Like I do like my favorite kind of show right now. If you said
like if there was a show like watching like about some single guy or girl in New York in their late 20s, in their early 30s, I would love to watch that.
No, but my preferred show right now to watch would be the WeWork. I loved.
For sure.
I thought those were so good.
That's
if they
a
made
great
Careless
call-out.
People a book, I'd watch it all the time.
Yeah.
Or I mean a movie. I would love it.
Speaking of books and about business, or sorry, movies about business, and the WeWork movie, the Uber movie. Uber, you see the latest news?
No.
For teens, they're offering parents the ability to live stream their teens' rides.
Love it. Love it. I think that's a good step.
Via the phone or via a camera in the Uber?
I'd assume via camera in the Uber. Yeah.
So probably via camera in the Uber, and then what? Do they have do they have access to their teen's account?
Yeah, I'd assume that they
So it
ordered
just pops up on the Uber app.
I would assume you can't have an Uber account without it being connected to your parents' account at under 18.
Yeah, but huge fan of this. I think that moves like this can generate massive user growth.
I think that's actually. I'm really happy to hear they did that.
Boom, we don't need a second car.
Okay, that's our Bicker of the week. I've had it driving Harrison around, my sweet passenger princess. And here's the two sides to it. Harrison likes hanging out with me. He loves.
I like hanging out with you. Notice that's one way.
I love hanging out with you. I don't like being your driver.
I just want to set the stage.
That's
Okay.
important.
Can I out where you work out?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So Alex works out at Equinox on South Congress. Okay. The way you get there from our house is you drive up 6th and you take a right on South Congress.
No, I know. I take a right on Guadalupe.
That's if you Google Maps it.
You drive up 5th?
So you
Sixth.
drive up 5th? Yes. You
5th, yes, 5th,
You
yes,
drive
yes.
up 5th. You take a right on South Congress. Okay. And then you can go just one turn straight shot up. Alex likes to take a right on Guadalupe and then take a left over the bridge and then take a right on South Congress. So she likes to take a longer route to get there. All right.
So you don't have to turn left into the parking lot?
No, same way. Same way. You're
Okay.
taking a left in the parking lot no matter what.
Okay.
My request is my workout is basically 2 blocks off of South Congress on 5th.
Okay.
So my simple request is just drop me off at 5th and South Congress. That's too much for her.
It's not too much for me. I want to leave when I want to leave for the gym. I want to play my music.
Which you do when
And
I'm
a
in the
lot
car.
of times I'm bobbing and weaving different ways. I never take this route that he's saying. I oftentimes take different routes.
But it's the most convenient route.
I can take it. Then I got to I don't want to do it. And what drives me the most crazy about the drop off is then I got to pick him up. And when I pick him up, I think if I'm going to pick you up, I've started calling you 3 minutes before I'm there saying I'm here. I get there, he's still not outside.
Because
Because now he knows.
now I know.
No,
You cried
we have
wolf.
each other's location. I think the correct thing to do if I'm going to pick you up in the middle of my day is to be outside waiting.
You wait maybe 12 seconds for me to come outside. I watch and I see the car pull up. And when I see the car pull up, I walk outside. It's really hot.
I think that this is the number one thing that I hope the commenters will understand. If you drive to the gym, your drive to and from the gym, they're your jam session, they're your time.
Why don't we jam together?
No. I
Make
think
it our time.
I think
Don't-
the biggest
I feel
delineation
like
of
we've
this.
talked about some stat on how good it is for couples to work out together.
No. I think that people need to understand me here. I think the Bicker of the week is more so this. It's not dropping you off. It's dropping you off to and from our workouts because that's my safe time. That's my banger time. That's like I listen to my rap music from high school time, and it gets interrupted by me having to stop on the South Congress right side
You're
of the
not
road.
even stopping. It's
And
a
like
light.
dropping you off with like your laptop that you carry like the phone. Like, no, get out of the car.
I'm out of that car so fast.
Uber.
It doesn't affect your timing.
It's not like I'm dropping you off at a meeting. Like it's working out. That's the Bicker of the week. Should you drive to your own workout or should you have? If you Ubering to a workout's a buzzkill for me. So I told Harrison, get a car, get your own car, get the Cadillac to work. Leave me out of it.
Well, on that note, I do have an appointment.
You do? Oh my gosh, yeah. Harrison has to wear a collared shirt to go hang out with one of his friends.
Yep.
So there's a dress code because
Love
they're
it.
going to an event about UT football.
Well, yeah. I'm wearing my UT belt.
He's wearing his UT belt. All right, we love you guys. Thank you
Thank
for
you for
listening. Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Parents. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, rate, and review. Stay connected on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at Two Parents in a Pod. Welcome to our home. Sorry it's so messy. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.